welcome back, everybody. You are tuned with very sensational podcast. We are here because we are we talk about different shit in it. I'll say Tiffany, you're on my right, so
Hey guys, it's Tiff.
my left.
Yeah.
Hi, it's Tari. Hello.
Today we are going to be talking about toxic relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Do I even need to say anything more? Because toxic relationships, I don't even gotta say too much, but I just know toxic relationships is terrible.
Terrible. That's not it.
It seemed like this is a lot going, a lot of things. Terrible, it's tacky. I don't know what's wrong.
Too common.
Well, that's because people think it's cute too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that aspect of it.
Please.
People thinking it's cute. So like, I don't know. I think that stems from. I mean, not even just like a specific gender wise. People love the feeling of somebody like chasing them, but you can't have a chase without a run. So you in turn start to like to do things to reject that person or trigger that person to make them want to chase you, and it's like that's and it's not cute. It's not cute. Like I for example, I had, I will definitely admit she is a very toxic person. The guy that she was with at the time, he was toxic. Their whole relationship was toxic. But she would purposely start arguments with him, like start starting faces, like say like, "Oh, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go mess with him."
Hey, I don't mean to stop you, Tiffany, but sorry, you got a lot going on.
I know. Do you want me to move?
Yes, please. We picking up all that, and I can barely hear Tiffany.
Let me see if I can see here.
Yeah, I'm out of.
Huh.
And he gotta be like a quiet.
Is it better? Yeah. Hear me better now?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't mean to mess up the whole.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Lord have mercy.
Friend, she was very toxic. Her boyfriend at the time, they were very toxic, just toxic relationship. She was starting stuff with him purposely. Like she'll come up to us and be like, "Oh, I'm about to go mess with him. I'm about to go make him upset. I'm about to go like pretend that I'm mad at him about something." Just some girl I used to work with.
Mm-hmm.
She used to do that, and she would go start an argument with him for no reason and get him riled up and stuff, just so that he would later on apologize for some shit that he
And he didn't even do.
Just so that he would like try to keep the peace, and then they would have like makeup sex or whatever. Like that was her end goal. Like something like that whole aspect of it, thinking that it's cute. It's just it's not. It's really you look insane at a certain point.
Very insane.
It's mentally exhausting. Why do you want to keep dealing with something like that?
Right.
Because then toxic relationships can make you lose friends because like that person wants you to be with them all the time, or like you're like basically enabling their behavior, basically.
Exactly. And nobody wants to be around. Bro. Keep that toxic shit yourself. I don't care. Like I'm gonna say this. I had a friend that was kind of like he would jump into say they loved them with only dating within the week. As soon as something doesn't go right or something like that, he messing with another chick or he another girl.
Oh no.
I'm sitting here giving him advice. I'm like, you expect me to just not say anything and expect this to be okay? I speak to him, I'll be like, bro, this
right.
What are you doing? So, let's just say we not cool.
Yeah, because nobody wants to be around people that have toxic relationships. And nobody wants to do group stuff if you and your man are fighting or getting into dumb arguments. Like, Mm-hmm.
toxic
She
relationship
talking? Oh.
in your life. Like the karma that comes back on you from being in that type of situation,
Uh-huh.
it caused stagnancy. And I was saying, like, I feel like, clinginess is cute to an extent.
Uh-huh.
You know, being obsessed with your partner is cute to an extent. With just that person's well-being, their mental state, like, clearly that's not where it's supposed to be. You should not feel like like you're being attacked at any point in your relationship, like,
Right.
in any type of way. You shouldn't feel like you're being confused. You shouldn't feel like you're being attacked. You shouldn't feel like you're uncomfortable, like, and all
Uh-huh.
those, as far as just like this the it's like the war between it, like, oh, like, I'm gonna go to him because, yeah, I'm gonna have my side bitch here, and I'm gonna have my side bitch and my bitch at the same party, and they gonna be hanging out with each other, like,
Uh-huh.
like,
Mm.
hurt. And that's not cute. Oh, they not gonna find out, da 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 da. Like, it's not. I'm sorry. I
Hey
can't I
Tiff, your
can't get
mic
with.
keep cutting out. Like
That's what I thought.
certain things that keep.
Can y'all hear me fine though?
Yeah, I get y'all.
Yeah.
It's some reason it keep cutting out for certain reasons. I don't like to go out and it was giving out for some. But yeah, it wasn't the whole thing. It was just like certain pieces of.
I think they got the point.
It just be
But
yeah.
I
I just
mean, it does a lot of stuff to you mentally being in a toxic relationship,
that shit sounds
and then
toxic.
Yeah.
it takes you a while to get to trust people once you get into an actual healthy relationship because you're used to toxic and you're
Yeah,
pushing away somebody that could be a good person.
that shit is hella like tiring. Like just
Right,
listening to it, it like tires me out. I'm just like, bro, you
a
have a
little
lot going
traumatic.
on. I could not. I could not.
Yeah. A lot of relationships, they stem from, like, you wanting to be with that person, but you don't want to see that person with nobody else.
Mhm.
Like,
Which
And
is
it's
not
regardless
good.
of them right or not. Like,
that's some selfish
uh,
shit.
That is selfish.
them right. They usually don't want to see you happy regardless, or they want to hold on to you some way, but still be doing you dirty on the side because.
That part.
I'm glad you said that. You know what I mean? Because after listening to that damn Kill Bill song, that's what it's giving.
Uh,
That's what it's giving.
hey.
That's exactly what it's giving. Kill Bill scissor shit right now. Talking about, I just
Hmm.
killed my ex. Not the best
Right.
idea. Killed his girlfriend. How did I get here? Like, bro,
Yeah.
relax.
Right.
It's like, relax, nigga. Your mic messing.
Hmm.
You got AirPods in or no?
My AirPod, I can't find them. They got
Oh
So
Lord.
you can't set your phone down like that, like, cause it won't pick it up. Probably got hold.
too hard to hold it.
You don't got like a tripod or something?
I gotta put it together if y'all feel like waiting for this.
Yeah.
Oh
How about this?
Lord.
Position it sideways. Might get a lot, but position it sideways so it's as far as like it keeps cutting off, but it's because the mic is not fully open.
I want to make sure it just doesn't mess up your video if I turn it sideways.
Oh, you good? It just made you full.
All right, but I probably cut off. People keep calling me. I done got like 4 calls since we've been in this jump.
Put your shit on do not disturb, son.
Mm-mm.
Come on, we in the
Who
podcast.
called?
Right. Toxic shit. Toxic nigga. That's who
You
calling.
said what?
Toxic niggas calling.
No, bill collectors. Like shit.
The scam calls.
Right.
But but no, like how Blueface and Krishan are. She's she's young and she's only like
Right.
22. And I feel as though she's letting her immaturity get the best of her. I will say though, so from her being from the environment that she's in, the way that Blueface took her out the hood and stuff, he gave her a chance and she was homeless and this and that. And I feel as though the way that she acts with him is, I feel like it's the only way that she knows how to show him love and appreciation for what he's done for her.
Right.
And so that's why she be going so hard for him.
I don't think she's ever had love
And
like
I
that
think
before. That's the only reason
Probably
why
that
she is the
too.
way she is. There's no
Right.
reason for you to act like that at all.
But the
Like,
thing is, not like I don't. The only thing I see from the love is him giving her a place to stay, giving her she helped build her career or whatever. But as far as how he treats her and the respect and all that stuff, that there's no love in any of that.
Like you could tell she's like obsessively in love with him, but like I feel like he doesn't give her the same back, or he's like playing it off.
He is playing it
Type of
off.
thing.
He don't really want her in the way that she wants him, but the way that she acts, he's probably scared to break it off her completely and seriously. Like whenever he says he's break it off with her, you could tell he looked like he's serious, but then he tried to joke it off because she'd be like,
exactly.
"Shut up, you don't mean that, Daddy." Like, yeah.
I just killed my ex.
You need to put that Hennessy down
idea.
too.
That's what
The
it's
fact
giving.
that
She's going to do that shit. I'm telling you, she might kill him.
She would.
She might kill him. We're in a bad situation. I'm tired of hearing about it. My fault.
No, a lot of the information that I know about them is completely involuntary.
Go ahead, Tyra. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, because like I watched her like on the Daddies of the West or whatever, or like with her and his show. I've only seen like clips because I don't really watch that. But Baddies of the West, like it's like she got her own thing going, but like she's worried about him too. Like she got to take him everywhere or something. Like no thanks. He don't got to be everywhere. She talk about making money and all this, but like gotta be with him too. Like
yeah,
I think she's better off like finding herself. Like they're both just toxic for each other.
Like
honestly, I think he needs to just be by himself for a long time. Like
it's Blueface. Remember, he keeps a few or whatever he said.
Oh my goodness.
I'm never single. I always keep a few or whatever the fuck he said. Yeah.
Oh yeah, something like that.
But that's a part of that toxic shit. They a lot of toxic
they barely
dudes.
Be making music.
They can't. They act like they act like they are alpha this and whatever. But in reality, it's clear that you can't be alone. It's clear that you can't sit beside yourself. You always gotta have some bitch on your line. You always gotta have a bitch with you. I challenge dudes because if a lot of females end up doing this, I challenge dudes to experience a period of like celibacy and self-reflection. A moment where you're not dealing with nobody, you're not dealing with nothing. It's just you, your work, your responsibilities, like that. Those experiences bring so much clarity. Like I can only speak for a woman because that's what I am. But as a woman, it brings so much clarity to you when you experience those periods of time where you're doing that. A lot of dudes, they think, "Oh yeah, I went through. I ain't had sex in like 4 months at one point." Like that's not anything. Like I'm talking about a long period of time, like 8 months to a year or something. Like these little short bouts of you not getting no pussy, that's not nothing. Because then once you get it, then you start acting like a little hornball and start, like I challenge men to truly take that
horny.
time. There's nothing wrong with being a horny. There's something wrong with being a hornball. Okay, those are the niggas that send you unsolicited dick pics. And
oh my gosh, yes,
stuff like that.
I can't believe guys
those
do
are
that.
just creeps. Those ain't hornball.
They get blocked immediately.
But yeah, I do agree though. I feel like men, women, everybody needs to take a moment and just separate themselves from their sexual life, because I don't think they realize how much correlates between your self-reflection and your sexual life. Like you've rid of so many toxic behaviors by doing things like that. Like because you realize what you want and what you don't want and stuff like that. Everybody has to go through experience of a toxic relationship, I think. The ones that don't, they're very lucky. Congratulations to you not ever having to deal with going through a toxic
Right.
relationship. It is
That
extremely
does a lot to you.
it is extremely character building for sure.
They probably are. They just don't know it. But it's like certain red flags you just can't get past.
Yeah.
Red flags right now. You might as well start making a list. Feel like you can't deal with them shits and they don't want to work on that. Get about it.
Got to go.
That's the key. That's the key right there. Is if they're willing to work on it and if they're actively working on it, because there's a difference between them saying, "Oh yeah, I can work on it. I'll do that," and then they don't do it. As actions speak louder than words. Focus on those actions.
Yep.
Pay attention to the actions, because if you constantly, he's telling you, "Oh, I love you, I care about you," or she's like, "I love you, I care about you," but y'all constantly cheating on each other, y'all arguing, y'all fighting. Like arguments are
That's not
normal in
love.
a relationship. Yeah, but if you're fighting every day, you're physically fighting every day, like Krishan in face. No,
that's not love.
If you're fighting his family, he knocked out your dad. Like,
hey,
that was some wild shit.
That was crazy.
And then he rapped
like,
about
I'm
it in
her
a
daddy
song.
now. Like what?
What?
Yeah,
and then he rapped about. So there's a song that just got released. And it's a song to dedicated to Krishan. It's called My Rock or something, or Dear Rock, and they're getting married in the scene.
Oh,
Somebody made a meme. Somebody made a meme. There was like, Krishan's the only one that was taking this marriage scene real serious.
He really was.
He thought that it was real. But yeah, he in the beginning of that song, he mentioned about having to knock her dad out and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's just
wow.
And you know, Krishan from Maryland. She's from Baltimore. She's from Baltimore.
I thought you were about to say boot ass or something like that. Boot
ass Baltimore. But, you know them Baltimore chicks. They ain't nothing to play.
No, for real.
Baltimore chicks ain't nothing to play with.
Yeah.
No, we just end this toxicity, guys. It's just not. It's not cool. It's not cute. You're gonna regret it later when you sitting there and you thinking, "Oh, why am I single? Why am I this? Why am I that?" Because people have peeped your toxicity. They saw your toxic relationship. They don't want to deal with you. The way that you talk on social media,
thing. I don't think Krishan, if her and Blueface break up, I don't think she's gonna get into another relationship.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Like
I don't
all that
see
disgusting shit and all. Well, you know what? No, I'll take it back. But them be the motherfucker.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, people who have their toxic relationships so publicly, like, just out there,
right? And everybody knows your business. Like, it's kind of embarrassing.
You know, that same friend I was telling you that I work with. She's like that. Like, social media wise, you know, whenever she's in a new relationship, you know, when she done had a new boyfriend every other month type thing. You know, when she's back with the dude that she was with before. You know, when she's talking about, like, you know, every single thing about them.
And then they be the main one saying, "Oh, why is everybody in my business?" Because you put it out
there. Yes. Toxic.
That dumb shit. Just like back in the days when Twitter was like really popping. It still is, but like when it first came out.
Twitter's still popping.
It'd be like, why you tweet watching? But like, Twitter, what up?
Right, like I follow you. You follow me. I'm confused.
Right.
You posted it, so obviously you wanted somebody to see it.
Shoot, Twitter. I mean, Facebook be worse. They be typing them paragraphs.
Yeah,
Facebook full of racists.
It's full of racist, sexist, all types of shit.
You be in Facebook jail for the dumbest stuff.
You know that you know that's another thing too is I be seeing people post some real grimy shit behind these toxic relationship things. They don't be getting banned for shit, but let me post a little something, and it's a problem. But no, I think Krishan is young. She's only 22. It's gonna hit her. If she's really pregnant, whatever that situation is, I pray for her, because bringing a baby into that environment, hopefully it matures her and it changes her, even if it doesn't mature and change him. I feel like she just needs to focus on herself. And then, once you focus on yourself and you focus on your self reflection, self worth, self love, a lot of the stuff that you want starts to come to you and you attract it. And you get rid of those toxic things. I'm working every single day to rid of every toxic bone in my body. But Kill Bill is still a bop. And it's still forever going to be a bop.
I gotta watch out for your ass, cause
Hey,
I'm so mature. I'm so mature.
you gotta watch out.
I gotta watch out for your ass, cause
Oh man,
hell no, that is not the move.
he said, "Hell no."
I don't give a damn if that is music and she just expressing artistic ways. That's a little iffy.
Yeah.
She over there cheesing.
Right, psycho hoe over there.
I'm not. I just think it feeds into my true crime side.
Oh yeah, I love me some true crime.
My subconscious, subconscious.
You done killed like 10 people already in your head. You know how I know?
Gemini shit.
Yeah, exactly, because I did too. I did too.
No, because I did too. Oh man.
But toxic relationship. Toxic.
Let's cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off.
Pay attention to those red flags. Don't try to make them red flags green flags or checkered flags and you going through this.
Right, like if you write out a list of the red flags and there's more than green flags, then that means you need to go.
And somebody that truly loves you, truly wants to fuck with you, truly wants to build with you, they will address those red flags in a calm manner. They'll, you address them in a calm manner, they'll address you back in a calm manner. It's not no argument. It's not if it turns into an argument, you might want to just consider staying away.
Another thing that pisses me off about toxic relationships. You have either men or women. Once you get to a breaking point and be like, I don't want to do this is when they start to change. Oh, I'll do better, this, that, and no. If it was addressed 1,000 times before the end of the relationship and still has not been worked on, they will not work on it at the end. I promise you.
That's the toxicity right there.
They just want you to come back. They want you to come back. They don't want to be alone. They don't want to be lonely because they realize they might have lost a good person or they don't want to be alone.
They're just using you.
Do not.
And the best way to get over somebody toxic is to keep going back to them until you hate them. I'm trying to tell you.
That's not the best way, but the only way you may have to learn. The only way you may have
to me, that's the most, I wouldn't say the best way, it's the most effective way. The most effective way is to keep going back until you get fed up.
But as far as dealing with toxic relationships, just know that you do not want to put up with this with yourself. Even if you love this person, you had to snatch your heart out of it. Your head is telling you one thing and your heart is saying stick with them, but your head is like, look, keep dealing with this, you're going to be heartbroken, all this other stuff. You had to rip your heart out at this. You got to stick with this.
Sometimes good decisions hurt. Sometimes good decisions hurt,
but
sometimes they're sad.
Look at this. What's up, Sale? What's going on with you? It's tragic that people actually do anything, manipulate. This shit up. Shit is gonna come back full circle. You may not even know. You may be like up here, right back down here in a second.
Look, it's very true. It's very true. I can speak from experience of somebody that used to be. I will admit I can take accountability for it at this point. I used to be a very toxic person. I used to cheat on people and be like, oh yeah, they're not gonna get caught. I'm not gonna get caught, and all types of stuff like that. And and try to use people for how they were treating me.
Used to.
I don't. What?
Hold on. I'm talking. Used to toxic. Used to be toxic.
Yo, you trying to say I still am because I like Kill Bill?
No, I ain't say all that. I'm just saying. It's like no.
Why you
Trying
trying
to
to play
stir
with
the
me on the
pot.
internet?
Trying to stir the
Let me
pot.
put this back over here.
Don't play with me on the internet, man.
I
You know
got to. Look.
you gonna mess with the roster. So
We
let me stop.
Geminis, we do that. Okay, we stay joking. All right.
But no, I will say that the karma came back on me real hard after doing stuff like that, and it opens your eyes. It really does. And the karma came back on me hard, and I learned from it. And that's the main basis is that like everybody in some point in their life is toxic in some way. They're toxic. The goal is to rid of those toxic things and work every day to not be that way. Don't just sit in it. Don't let it become your personality. Don't let it become you. Like you can change yourself. You can change yourself and you can get out of it.
Shit, some people don't
There's
see
nothing
errors in
wrong
their
with it.
ways. They don't see errors in their ways.
They
Mm-hmm.
don't.
It's not clear for them to see it
Mm.
until they really want to see it.
Which might be never.
Eh,
It's like okay.
Some people never see it. Some people never see it. Some people they will go through the worst, and shit constantly happen to them and they still won't see that the reason why this stuff's happening is because they continue to be in their toxic ways. It could be the smallest thing. You could constantly have car problems. And it's because you don't stop being toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I believe in karma, I believe in the universe, and it's sure enough, it works that way.
And another fucked
She
up thing
acts.
about that is too, karma may not get you. It may get next of kin, your children, or something, something else. That
Right,
shit
that's right.
sucks. That shit comes
Yeah.
in different crazy creative ways.
Mhm. It bleeds for sure. And that's another thing too, is people don't realize that it bleeds. And if you're the type of person that you're trying to stick around with a toxic person, their karma, it starts to come back on you. If you
does.
constantly stay in that toxic relationship, you trying to deal with them, you trying to help them,
Yeah.
you gotta let them go through their karma. Like stop helping them. Stop being there for them. Just let them go through it. I know it hurts, it sucks, you're gonna cry. It is what it is.
So it's two options. Two options. One, get hurt. You do your duties as an adult and address these problems. And two, become another toxic.
Right. You don't want to be the toxic person.
Statistically, majority of the time, people choose being toxic. And
I hate it so.
it creates more toxicness, until everybody's
Right.
toxic.
Mhm.
I'm not sticking with that. I'm staying clean because that shit really seems draining. By the time y'all like 30, y'all be looking like 50 and 60. Y'all be draining.
True. Who are you telling?
No, but I agree with that though, because it be those dudes, it's same dudes and females. Y'all deal with one person when y'all was like 16, 17 years old that was extra toxic, and then after that you like, oh well, I'm just gonna dog every female, I'm gonna dog every dude that I'm with after this, and
Right.
like, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop letting
It's
your
like you're
experience.
leaving paper trails just like
Right.
I don't even really. I would want men, boys, whatever. With these daughters y'all having, I'm gonna hit.
Mhm.
Even with y'all sons, I'm gonna hit.
Damn.
Either way, karma, you be next to kin. You might want to chill.
Hard. Yeah.
Stop
No, for
listening.
real.
Stop listening.
Y'all ain't gotta stop doing that, all right? Support SZA. Support Black business.
Okay, yes. Support SZA. Just don't
It's
take
Black
whatever
History Month,
she's
y'all.
putting in.
It is Black History Month.
Just don't take whatever
Hey.
she's putting in her music to heart. That's all I'm gonna say. The music as for what it is. Music. Not real life. Just music. Alright? Because that's the only problem I have with that. The song is cool, it's creative. I'm taking that shit to heart. Take it as a fucking song.
I'm so mature. I'm so mature.
That's the reason why some motherfuckers be like, "Oh, this is mood right here." And it's like,
not the mood, not the mood.
it's a song. God damn.
Oh man, it's a great song. Great song.
She about to go listen to it.
I might have to
The Lamb.
I might have to put you on homicide watch.
No, don't.
Put you on
Wild
me and
concept.
homicide watch.
Wild concept.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, we're wild. Okay, we are wild. All right.
Wild concept.
So you know we are wild. Shit, we ain't that bad. No?
No, for real. It's them June ones. I'm trying to tell you, the June ones.
That's my sister.
And let me ask, is she a little bit?
I,
I mean,
I
we're a little
don't
bit
know. I
too,
don't really
but
know.
we control it at certain point.
I think
She's
we
just those
are
mood
crazy
swings.
too. Like when we're provoked. You know what I'm saying? Like we have reasons. We won't be doing it for no reason.
I think she's just more stressed about stuff more than anything.
Mhm. I see what you mean.
Oh, toxic relationships come with friends. Those are relationships as well.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
romantic.
yeah.
Yeah, this friendships too. Like people who I used to do gaslight. Gaslighting was like I used to make my friend feel guilty about not doing. Didn't realize until that shit was terrible. Yeah,
I think
gaslighting.
also friends that try to make a joke out of everything you do. Like I feel like
Like
those
you
friends aren't really.
specifically, or
So like I mean like so friends that say something's going on in your life that's positive and they always find the negative in it, or they
Yeah.
always just laughing you out about it or something, or
yeah,
making you feel bad about it. Like those ain't really your friends for real to me.
facts.
Like, or the ones that don't like seeing you hang out with other friends, like they have a problem with that. Like they
My
get
God.
legit mad.
Yes. Yes, I
They get
had a friend
legit.
like that.
I was about to say,
Oh my
Tyra, you
gosh.
must got a friend. You was
I
very
did.
Like
passionate.
I
yeah,
did.
All right, what was this
Um,
person about?
she like okay, so we worked together. And she's not from here, but her man was in the military, so she's married, so she's was living out here. I only knew her for about a year, but she was like kind of possessive. Like she wanted me to hang out with them all the time. And like I have other friends. Like I had that's back then when, that was my boyfriend. Like I'm engaged now, but like I would be with him. Like my day with him is like a certain day, so I like all my friends know this. Like, this is my day I have with my man. Like if I want to plan stuff with you guys, it can't be on Sundays. Like,
right.
and like
Mhm.
with her, she was always feeling like I was picking him or like my other friends. But every time I would want to do something with them, they would have an excuse like, oh, I can't hang out. But like literally, I still have the text messages of them like going off on me for the dumbest thing ever. Like I feel like they were waiting for the opportunity to just like show their true colors. But like she was just weird. Like, how are you mad at me for having other friends too? She's like, you're trying to say that like we're not your friends and like you can't make time for us. Like I was like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, you just moved down here. We barely, what I'm saying? Like, I've known these people longer, and I mean, like, I can't cancel plans. Like, it would be like family. I had a family reunion that summer, and I guess she had like her bachelorette party that summer or something. And like, we already had paid for the family reunion, so I can't just like not go. Like, she just wasn't understanding. But like, I thought it was. That's when I kind of like cut them off after that situation with like um when it was my birthday, like I wanted to do something with them and they were trying to change my entire plans. And one thing about me is like when it comes to my birthday, like I don't like people planning stuff. Like I like to do it myself. Like I have my own thing and I just want you guys to come. And they were trying to like I wanted to do like a hotel thing and like, like maybe we could all split it or whatever. But then they were trying to say like, oh, like that's too much and blah blah blah. But like they can go out of town but couldn't get a hotel with me. And honestly, we wouldn't have paid that much because I know somebody on my dad's side that could have got us a cheaper hotel. So I'm just like, whatever.
I would have told them
So there's
shit.
a
You ain't even gotta come.
yeah, and the thing is, they never did do anything with me for my birthday that year. Like I didn't even hang out with them after that. I was done. Still to this day, I
Yeah.
don't talk to them. They're
Yeah,
super weird.
if your friend don't show up for you, but they always want you to show up for them, that's probably a
Exactly.
toxic friendship. Um, or the
And they used to
ones,
hang out with each other. Like I felt like a third wheel in the friendship either. Anyways, that's why I don't really like what's it called trio friendships. I feel like those don't last.
Trio
yeah,
friend.
like
Well,
just three
like
people.
3 people, but like you know how like somebody's closer than the other, like you
Yeah,
might have
and you
met them
start to feel
longer.
like a third wheel and shit.
Yeah. That's what I felt like. And I wasn't a bridesmaid at her wedding, but the other girl was. So whatever.
Yeah, I don't, I can't get with that. Or just friends that are constantly have jealousy and stuff towards you and things like that.
It's super weird. I've had some weird toxic friends.
People,
Yeah. Oh,
what's up, baby Avery? Like I feel like people, they take the
hi,
word friend. Look at that little drool on your face. Look at you. Look at that
hey.
little drool and that spit up. Look at you.
Aw, you're so
Look at you.
cute. Aw,
What's up,
On the
man?
podcast.
What's up, man?
hey,
Raise your hand like
hi.
this. Raise your hand like that.
He is so cute.
Thank
There you go.
you.
High
Hi.
five. High five.
Aw, look at that.
Nah, but yeah, so friendships. That shit is very taken lightly. Like you have a
Mm.
lot of people out who would do a woman or man's dirt, but then expect their
Right.
friends to trust them. And then these
Exactly.
people do, and it makes me it blows my mind because it's like, uh, hold on, I'll be like, let me put it this way: if your man say he love you, that's your dude, that's your guy. He loves you, right? Y'all homies, y'all. If he say this to his girl, and then does this, that, and the third, cheats on her, does whatever he wants, treat her like this, that. What do you think he's doing to you behind your back, or you
Right.
know what I mean? It's just like goodness.
I think also when it comes to friendship, like there's so many aspects. Like, yeah, okay, you all been knowing each other for however how long, y'all did this together. That kind of doesn't matter. It's how they show up for you and how they treat you.
Exactly.
A real friend never put you in a situation to jeopardize your freedom, to jeopardize your money, like things like that, your sense of peace. Like a real friend would never jeopardize any of those things for you. They'll never be jealous of you for no reason and stuff like that. Like I had a
Oh,
friend growing up, she used to always try to just purposely point out, like, oh, I'm so pretty, I'm prettier than you, I'm this, I'm that. And I'll be like, what is the purpose of stuff like that? Like,
it's off the
and at the
wall.
moment that I'm getting attention, you're upset because I'm getting attention. Like, so there's friends like that you gotta watch out for. Like,
Right, you should have
Oh,
hit it with the
trust
bitch.
me.
Do it look like I can? No.
nope.
No.
uh,
Yeah, I've had
yeah,
friends jealous of me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, when they hate, if your
I
friend
think I
hates
have
on
some. I think some of them are jealous of me now because I'm engaged. I just don't
yeah,
understand. But
that happens. I will say that happens.
I said, well, I can cross you off the list.
Right.
big facts.
You gotta cheer for your friends, man. Even if your friends doing better than you, it is what it is. That's they're on their path. You are on your own path. If they're doing good, just cheer for them. Because you know you possibly not cheering for them is probably why your path is blocked and why you're not going through life the way that you want to go through life. You know, like
Big
stop
facts.
hating so much. Stop being a hater.
How
Don't
you,
be a
how
hater.
you hating from outside the club? You can't even get in.
Can't even get in.
Very trash. Especially if this supposed to be like your man's.
Yeah,
Y'all
your
Yeah,
A1,
locked in like this.
A1.
A1.
Y'all
Yeah.
locked in like this. Motherfuckers just be doing you grimy. Yeah. I feel like
Shiesty.
it's all social media stuff.
Social media has ruined all
Hi.
relationships. Social media has ruined romantic relationships. It's ruined platonic
Friendships. Oh yeah.
relationships, friendships, all that.
And the thing about it is, it's not social
Oh.
media itself. It's the
Yeah.
people
It's the
in social
content.
media.
Yeah, it's the content. It's the content. It's the
Yeah.
algorithms.
Cause it's just like, bro, you can easily not like shit. Easy. I message people, especially if they on that.
Right.
you can easily just cut the fucking app off. People don't choose to. They want to just be like, "Oh, social media fault." Out of hearing it.
I also
It's a
I also
personal
think
thing.
some people kind of take social media as like not bragging, but like I think some people take it as like kind of competition. Like my boyfriend or girlfriend does this and that for me, and
Hmm.
blah blah blah. Like I think a lot of people do that too,
They
which
do. They
causes
want to
issues.
show up. There's
Or
nothing
like
wrong.
celebrities, their expectations and stuff.
Oh man, that's the worst.
You know what I see a lot when I see these online relationships on social media? Money. That's all I see. Motherfuckers talking about dates. Motherfuckers getting flowers, cars, all this other
Flued
shit.
out
You know what I mean? All this other shit. You don't see what they had
the
to go
love.
through to get there. You didn't see
Hmm.
that the arguments. You didn't see the extra time they had to put in. You know, different shit. The relationship where somebody had to give up 80% while the other had to do 20%. You don't see
Hmm.
none of that shit. You only see money and the good shit. You don't never see no bad stuff.
And that's why I like to pride myself on being very transparent. I don't care. Like people always say like sometimes that they think that I post too much of my business, but really nobody really knows what be going on in my life. I'm very vague about it, but I will say that I'm transparent. I'm gonna let you know that I'm depressed. I'm gonna let you know that I'm happy. I'm gonna let you know that I don't have to sugarcoat nothing. I'm never embarrassed about nothing. Like
You be giving like
a lot of these,
that edge of not like the
right?
Exactly.
everything, just like
The
edge, the
those
outline of
fake
it.
personas, right? The attention, like people, a lot of people do stuff for the wrong reasons. They post stuff for the wrong
Mm-hmm.
reasons, glorifying that toxic stuff because that's what gets the views. I will say I love me a good, funny, toxic post on Facebook, but that's not me. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta separate the person from the posts and the. Just remember that not everything that somebody posts is reality.
I think another
Yep.
reason why we set on seeing so much toxic stuff or is just like very comfortable, we're used to trauma. As black
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
people,
that too.
as a
That
whole,
too.
we've had trauma,
Mm-hmm.
dating back from slavery times, just the families, all this other shit. We're used to the trauma, used to the fucking toxic. And it's not a good thing. It's not okay. Like, it's not. Like, to feel numb to this shit, like, we see a lot of stuff going back to Rashawn and Blueface. The whole, them assaulting each other. That shit never okay. It's terrible. Motherfuckers sitting there
It's
laughing.
not.
Oh, look at this funny ass shit. But then let it be to someone close to them. Then they ready to fight and some more stuff. And oh, you put your hands on my family, this, that, and the third. That's
And it's not
hardcore
love.
for them.
A person that loves you can have self control around you.
That too.
Hmm.
People don't want to
What
take
is
that.
this
Lord,
They don't want to
happening?
take that type of response. They think that, oh, I'm blaming this, I'm blaming that, I'm blaming. They don't ever want to blame themselves. They like, oh, I'm not the
I
problem.
always
It's
want to
this,
point the
that, and
finger
the
at
third.
somebody else.
Exactly, but they don't realize you.
yeah. Like, I get it that sometimes dealing with a certain person does cause you to have toxic tendencies or things like that. But it's up to you to be accountable for the fact that you responded in that way. You let them get the better of you. Like, yeah, they might be the reason why. Sure, they're the reason to blame. But at the end of the day, how you react and how you respond, you can control that. It's not taking the blame away from them, but it's also maintaining your accountability in the situation.
Time we got for it. Let's get into this damn toxic families.
Oh, you. Mm-mm-mm. I feel like parents just don't like to be held accountable for how they raise their children when they get older, and then
Hold on,
you want to talk about it.
your thing is breaking up.
Nah, you
Me?
girl, it's you. Tiffany, it's your ass. You over there stuck.
All of y'all Jones is moving real funny. I can hear
Nah,
myself like clearly.
yours is the one that was stuck. I could hear
Oh lordy.
Tyrese. Yours. You was stuck for a second. You was
Yeah,
like,
that's how y'all was. It was stuck when you was saying for real. It was like for real.
Yeah. Good now though.
I think so. Are y'all good on my end? On
Yeah,
your
you
end?
good. You moving
Yeah,
now.
I can hear
You
you.
ain't on your robot stuff.
Yeah, y'all back to normal again. But what were you saying? We had time of what?
Basically, like parents try not to hold themselves accountable for like how they were toxic, or like when you try to talk to them about it, when you're older and stuff, like they try to gaslight and say like, "Oh, that didn't happen" or whatnot, and you're like, "What are you talking about?" You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the reason
Right,
why
this
some
is my
people's children
experience.
are like that is from like the how they were raised up from childhood can affect them in like
Hmm.
adulthood, but it's up to them to like change it. But also like it's nothing wrong with like going to like family counseling, like getting those toxic
Nothing.
things out.
Nothing
And
There's nothing wrong.
at all.
Period.
yeah, and just, trying to work on it together as a family to like not be toxic like that. And like be held accountable, like everybody basically be held accountable. Then
I
it's kind of easier. But some people, the parents just in denial.
Yeah, I
And
definitely
then
agree.
and then also I think it's really hard, like I guess like for me personally, with like me growing up, like I'm the oldest, so I feel like my parents don't understand like the that I was basically like kind of raising my siblings myself, or like we kind of go through stuff in the family, but like don't talk about it,
Right.
or
Yeah,
like the whole
you're
family knows
the
about it
third
or
parent.
something.
You're the
Right.
third parent.
Yeah, or like, well, because like I have two other sisters and one brother. Like I feel like my parents were super strict with me and my sisters, but like my brother, he's kind of like the youngest and he got away with a lot of stuff. Like he got bad grades right now. And when I was in freaking high school or middle school and I got a bad grade, my phone would be gone for like almost a year. They take his PlayStation one day and he gaslights them into giving it back to him. How?
Yeah.
I
So
just don't
as a
understand.
I wish I was able to talk back to my parents about. I'd
Yeah,
get my
my
ass
brother
whooped up and
definitely.
down the state.
My
so
brother
me,
definitely talks back to my mother.
I'm the baby. So I'm like you saying you're the oldest. I'm the baby. So I know
Mhm.
exactly what you're talking about. And from what
Big
I've
baby.
gathered, from what I've gathered, from what I've seen from it, um it's like that first child that's they're learning everything. They're figuring out what works, what doesn't work, what they think is important to apprehend them about, what's important to not apprehend them about. Like it's a lot of stuff like that. I got away with a lot of stuff more than my brothers did, just because my parents grew up and realized like that wasn't really a big deal, so they didn't give me the same punishment that they would have given my brothers. um
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
maybe
think it's just more.
they realize the error in that way. Sometimes that can happen.
Yeah, like
Right.
it's a learning. It's not necessarily anything against you, but the fact that they can't hold accountability and the fact that they're like, oh, that didn't ever happen, or we didn't do that to you, or da, da,
Right.
da, that's where it's like, all right,
Hit
stop
the
the cap.
fucking hammer. Hit the damn nail on the head with the hammer. That shit is
Yeah, like
crazy.
stop the cap.
Right. It's
Because
like
my
I would
parents,
rather if I do something, I'd rather just apologize in that because it back
Exactly.
to hit me. So I apologize for it. I did what I did. I apologize for it right then and there. Definitely saw error in my ways.
Yeah. Like my mom accused us of stealing her dang on blanket. Like why would we have it? Be for real. And then she found it. And I said,
for
"Where's
real,
my apology?" And I told
and
her
you're
that. I
not
said,
gonna
"Be
get
for
it.
real." And then you gonna ask me that, and I'm trying to take this trash out that is not mine. Mm. And like we actually did sit and talk to my mom about like how she was with us growing up, and it went left. Like my sister, okay, so my sister Diamond, she's like the middle age, so like she's the middle child, so she's the one that doesn't care. Like she will tell you in a heartbeat, basically. Like she's very blunt about stuff. So I think that kind of triggered my mother because she felt like we were all against her, and like she didn't have my dad there to like be defend her. But like my sister just like went off on her basically, like about all the stuff that she was basically doing with us like growing up and stuff. Like my dad mostly works at night, so my mom, to me, I feel like my mother raised us almost as a single mother. Like my dad worked all day, like at night and stuff, so my mom was constantly taking care of us without my dad because he's at work. So I kind of feel like she didn't have the help she needed, or we kind of talked to her, however, but like that's because like I tried to tell my mother like you're talking to me in a tone I'm gonna talk back to you in that tone too. Like we try to explain to her, like how you talk to us is how you're gonna get the reaction back, and that's exactly how my sister is. Like if you're coming off snappy, she's gonna come off way worse. Like you can't talk nicely to somebody after you just yelled at them or whatever. Like just no. And like I feel like she doesn't know how to deal with like mental health stuff with us because we're older.
Mm-hmm.
Like we kind of got into an argument about that last weekend. Like, mm-mm.
And mental health wasn't
Well,
always a thing for people like their
yeah,
age back in the yeah.
but like, just like when I was younger. So the one thing that I do hold against my mother, like for years, is like, I know we weren't supposed to bring our Barbie dolls upstairs and whatnot, but like, I guess, yeah, my parents found them, and like my dad told her like to throw them away, right? Threw all my Barbie dolls out, all my brass dolls, like everything. And he basically told her like don't get it back out the trash can, like, and I said to her to this day, like, you sat there and listened to my dad to put all of our dolls in that trash can when you could have got them back out. And she's like, I kept trying to, I knew I should have just got them out. And I'm like, yeah, you should have, like, you just threw away, like, those were my Hannah Montana dolls. That's a Raven, like, I'm talking my good dolls. I was livid, like, I'm still
I'm
mad about that to this day.
confused on
I
why
for
bringing dolls upstairs would.
I don't know. Like because we weren't supposed to bring them upstairs or whatever. Like we were supposed to keep our toys in the basement. Like that's where all our toys are at. But we snuck them upstairs and we got in trouble for it. I forgot
That's
how
a
old we were.
yeah, that's a dramatic response though.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
what
like,
I'm saying.
huh? Wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
what made them think that was a good
I'm
idea,
I'm
but
as a parent, I'm learning that like just with dealing with different situations with my daughter, like what warrants the right type of response and stuff because I there are times where I'll snap for something that I really shouldn't have snapped for, but
yeah,
I've go back and I'll apologize and I'll let her know like what was going through my like mommy was just stressed out, I was overstimulated, I was this like and you were doing this and it triggered to me to do that like I'll talk to her about it, um but learning the proper punishments for things it's and you know how far you should take it and things like that like it's definitely it's a learning process, it's a constant work and constant just evaluation and things like that, so I completely I can get
yeah,
that.
because I work with kids and I still kind of struggle with like my tone and stuff because they take me up there in a
Right.
heartbeat. I'm like, because I'm also
Yeah, definitely.
like with early childhood, like when you learn stuff in there, it kind of helps you. Like even though I don't have children, I feel like I can do what I need to do. Like even though these aren't my kids, like I can talk to them in a nicer tone because I know some of their parents just yell at them all day. Because some of
Yeah,
my
that's
kids,
the other thing too,
they
yeah.
flinch. They flinch when you even walk past them. Like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? It kind of worries me. Like, what's going on at home?
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
saying all
exactly.
that reaction. You could already just stem that shit down,
Yeah,
and it kills me because I thought about maybe being one of those parents as far as spanking your kids, and I'm still for it, but
Okay,
everything is not warranted for spanking, and
yeah,
especially
that's
when you
true.
get mad. That's
Right.
not warranted.
yeah,
Like I'm gonna tell
So
y'all something. Hold
I
on,
do I do
I'm gonna speak up about this real quick.
yeah, go ahead.
But I had a situation with my stepson. He's still kind of like going into the world, figuring things out and stuff. He's allergic to peanut butter, and I forgot I had my PB and J sandwich sitting where he can get to it. He didn't know what it was, and my fiance was like, "Oh, babe, get that before you get to it." I was like, "Oh shit!" I grabbed it. He was like this. I was like, "No, you can't have this." So I was like walking away, so he hit me on my leg as I was walking. I said, "Boy," and then he pushed me, and I was like, in my head, I had 3 seconds. I was like, "Bruh, about to whoop his ass. I'm about to hit him in
yeah,
his legs." I was like, calm down. I say, you know what? You time out for that. But he's sitting there getting mad. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. You're going to timeout, so stay in there. So he's sitting there crying, going off, crying. I'm like, whatever. I gave him like 2 or 3 minutes, and he stayed in the room. Came back out. Beyonce was like, "What do you say? Apologize." I said, "I apologize. I'm an adult. You gotta learn to calm down, especially when it's a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
not
certain situations, kids, like I said, they don't know too well with certain things. They
Yeah, they
just
don't
think
know.
whatever's best because that's how they feel. But you have to train them. They will not know until you teach things. So hitting them off the rip is only teaching them that hitting is as a way of doing it, and it has no explain. That's not the case. You gotta explain it. We are kids, but we have a way of thinking. We have knowledge in it.
No,
Therefore,
I
do not
feel that for
just
sure.
hit your kids without explaining, unless like if the situation is that bad, yes, spank your kids. But still explain to them what they did wrong. Not that shit
Yeah,
does
that's
not work.
a good response to everything.
That shit does not work. I promise
You
you.
know, I spank her if she like it like you said, it has to be a situation that warrants it. And I do explain to her why I did it or apologize or something like that. Like she knows. And that's another thing too with some kids, yeah, like they're learning and stuff, but some kids do know what they're doing and they do know that they're trying to push your
Yes.
buttons like that. I asked her one time, like just straight up, I was like, so why do you keep doing bad stuff? Like constantly, like all you do is do bad stuff. And she's like, well, my head tells me to do bad things and my tummy tells me to do good things. And sometimes I listen to my head and sometimes I listen to my tummy. And I was like,
Hey,
huh. So like she in a lot of those moments, she makes the choice of she follows her intrusive thoughts. She follows her intrusive thoughts first before she follows the actual like the clear thought process. So I'm working on trying to figure out how to get her to stop following her intrusive thoughts.
Well, that's
Like when she's
interesting.
right, like she'll come up to me like when I first come through the house and she might just straight just run just bomb me with a punch like just out of nowhere. And I'll be like, "What you do that for?" And she's like, "I don't know." Like that's just what she decided to do, and that she followed her intrusive thought. Her intrusive thought was, "Mommy comes to the door, I'm gonna go punch her," and that's what she does. Like, so, and I don't like spank her for that or nothing. I just like swat at her, like, "What is wrong with you?" Like, something like that. But definitely making the right decision on what to do and apologizing to your children. It's okay to apologize to your children. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing
It's
wrong with
okay
that.
okay to let them know, take accountability for you being toxic and things like that. Try to rid of those toxic things in your life now. Be aware, become self-aware. That's another thing about sitting there and self-reflection and sitting with yourself. Realize in the areas where you're toxic. It doesn't always have to pertain to a romantic relationship or a friendship. It could be your relationship with your kids, your cousins, your brother, your sister, like all of your relationships. Sit and focus on yourself of where you feel as though you are lacking or you're being toxic and just work on those things. It's not going to happen overnight. Sometimes it doesn't happen overnight, but the fact that you're working on it is commendable as it is. Don't just sit with it.
Another thing too, there's a difference between discipline and
And,
abuse. Please get that
Yep.
shit straight. Because there are some kids that do need some damn discipline. All these damn kids and these falling out, hitting teachers, bringing. They need discipline. You know what? I'm getting sick of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I rue the day that parents really, really do some time or get in some serious trouble, so they know that they actually have to parent their kids. Sick and tired of the kids just doing things alone, doing things, and then it's just like, oh, what the hell happened? Why is the parents not? Granted, sometimes the kids will do this because of friends, video they saw, but as
Trying to get their
parents,
parents' attention.
exactly, as parents, we have to study this shit. Because if not, they're gonna end up doing something and you gonna have to pay for it. They got some shit like that for it. Like as far as kids doing, stuff I hear that if you do something like a kid does something drastic, the parents get any more of that.
Mhm.
Like you need to learn. Your kids cannot do this. Kids need to learn. If not, and
I
you
feel,
never taught them, you get the punishment.
I feel like punishment should be all the way around for sure. At
Definitely.
some point, it and of course I think it's it's a case by case basis because there are some kids that just straight up rebel
Right.
because of something. It could be something that even their parents didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like they can have the best parents and then there's just something going on outside of that.
Right.
But I do agree that all people should be held responsible in situations like that. Um, I know a lot of kids a little too old for timeouts and stuff like that. At my daughter's age, like how you were saying, you put your stepson in a timeout. To me, lately, I've noticed that those are more effective than tapping her leg or something like that. Like, 'cause she should still be doing it again, but she hates that moment where she has to sit alone and sit by herself
Exactly.
and
Think about that
be
shit.
by herself. Right, and think about that shit. And I think the same way for adults. I think adults hate that moment where they gotta sit there and they gotta become back to reality
You know
and
what
sit there and
kills
think
an
about.
adult? Being told about them
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that'll do
in
it.
front of people. Being
Oh,
told
for
Mm.
sure.
they can like
Yeah.
look like an ass in front of everybody. I know I would if I was acting an ass and somebody just came out. You're acting an ass. You need to do something.
Yeah. Nobody likes to be called out on their shit. That's why you gotta get to your moment where you can self-reflect before you get called out on it. Because it's way more embarrassing getting called out on it than it is to take a step back and reflect on what you're doing wrong and fix it.
Big fact.
She want to be on the
Oh
camera
man, the
so bad.
toxicity. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it, guys.
Definitely.
Oh, so cute. Hello.
Say hi.
She's like, bye.
Right.
Like
Hi.
Avery going
Hi.
Oh,
out.
embarrassed.
Yeah, man.
Oh, dang, he's
Damn.
asleep.
You know,
Dang, he's
I wish
asleep
I had his
already.
sleeping powers, man. Take me a little bit just to go to
Ew.
sleep. I'll be in that joint.
Aw. Dang,
look,
Victoria, you
I be
nosy.
having the worst insomnia. He be sitting there just
Right out. Like
Hey, yeah.
I swear, my 3-year-old snore like a babe. I'm just like, bro.
right. Hey, look, somebody said that snoring is somebody bragging in their sleep. Like, I'm sleeping better than you.
Right. This is like you. I don't know. You snore like a grown man, like you've been doing. All you've been doing is run around the house. You ain't even go to work.
Exactly.
Nah, he had a doctor's appointment today. He had to get some shots. So
Aw.
I'm gonna let him slide.
Has to be taken,
I'm trying to tell you.
but it takes
Girl, you just keep running to the
one
house.
dedication. We all can't be
We can get
toxic
rid of it.
because
We
if
can
we
get rid of
all
it, y'all.
exactly, we all toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody will be. Ain't about to be no competition. If get your life,
Yeah.
go to therapy. 1-800 get a
Right.
therapist.
Nothing wrong with therapy.
1-800 get help.
Sit with yourself.
Exactly. Get a
I know you're not
journal.
under this table.
Get a damn. Oh, you got the blocks. You got the blocky screen for a second. Get a journal. Write shit down because that stuff will help.
Like, not
Reflect.
under this table.
Write how you feel. I guarantee you it'll help. Also get a therapist. That shit help.
Oh, they're doing Heineken.
For sure.
I mean, we can't stress it.
Yeah, I'm about to say it sounds like wrapping it up, but y'all get the point. Y'all get the point.
For real.
Toxicness follows every relationship, friendships, work, business, family. It meets no bounds. So do us all a
Right.
favor. Get help. Get help for friends. Get help. If your job is on that bullshit, get a job. Church.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about the jobs,
I
too.
promise you, it's not.
It starts with you. It starts with you.
I promise you,
It starts with you. Don't sit there and be a victim to everything. Everything's toxic around me. As long as you work on your toxicity, that's all that matters.
All right. Any closing statements from y'all?
Leave those toxic people alone. Cut them off.
I'm so mature.
Snip,
I'm so
snip,
mature. So we stop.
snip, snip.
As long as you showing that
Listen
you're
to Kill
very
Bill.
mature, showing that you're very mature with that statement. Keep saying it, thinking. Be mature, goddamn.
Like nah. Just jokes, guys. Just jokes. Just jokes. For legal reasons. Just jokes.
Definitely for legal reasons.
The FBI watching.
Don't try to get us booted off, man. Alright, in the meantime, man, very sensational podcast got out, so y'all be very sensational. Being very
Gang, gang. Help.
deuces, people.
Bye, guys.
Deuces.